A warm welcome to Business Daily here on Trust TV. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning here in the nation capital. I am Yusuf Akogu. It's 12 days to the inauguration of the new administration in Nigeria. What are the tasks ahead of them? A whole lot of tasks ahead of the incoming administration at both the federal and, of course, at the state level. Weak economy, weak currency, high inflation rates. Mention it. These are some of the tasks await the next administration in Nigeria. We will see how that will be tackled when they take office 12 days from now, May 29, 2023. Well, as we go into the program, we give you the top stories in the world of business. Take a look. A lot happening there in the world of business. Quickly, we run to the stock market to see how the market closed yesterday or Tuesday. We start from, of course, the snapshots of the market. We see that the all-share index closed positive yesterday, 0.36%, and the market cap moved up there after gaining about 103 billion naira yesterday at the close of market. So to start there at 28.5 trillion naira, and of course the volume of trade at there 6.851 million volume of shares exchanged hands among investors, while 6.78 billion naira represent the value of the shares, and of course in 6,143 deals actually exchanged hands among investors yesterday. We could look at the top gainers from what we had on Tuesday. We have Nigerian breweries there topping the chart there, gaining huge amount of money there, 35 naira, 30 kobo, 0.30 kobo there. They actually gained yesterday to top the gainer chart there at 9.97%. Now, of course, FTN Cocoa second there, recording 34 kobo gain to close positive to at 9.68%, and of course Sovereign Insurance also closing positive there, 46 kobo there they recorded there to complete our top three gainers chart from Tuesday. And of course, from the losers point of view, we have Computer Warehouse Group, of course, topping the loser chart there, losing 1 naira 69 kobo there to close downward there at 9.63%. And of course, Cordvile is there also down there 6.52%, and then Adova is on the loser chart today. Recall last week there were one of the top losers, of course, as you can see, is down 24 naira 80 kobo. Of course, the investors in that company are actually back there to take from their investment. That is why you are seeing a low trade there in that sector. Of course, quickly we look at the top trade from Tuesday. We have the UBA there, 94.3 million shares of that company exchange hands among investors. And of course, Transcorp Nigeria also doing great there. They've been featuring prominently on the trading chart for a couple of weeks now, 86.4 million volume of shares. And of course, Access Bank also very, very prominent for a long time, 62.4 million shares of that company exchanged among investors on Tuesday. We look at the sector's performance. On Tuesday, we have the banking sector closing strong there, 1.10%. And of course, that is actually supported by UBA and of course Access Bank, who we saw dominated the activity chart for the day rather on Tuesday. Industrial sector is down, close up there, 0.06%. And of course, the consumer goods sector is also up there, 0.85%. If you look at the oil and gas, of course, when you see what we saw in the Adova PLC, you could see that has reflected in the performance of the sector there. You see our oil sector there down 0.72%. And of course, the insurance sector is also down. Strongly there, doing strong there when you have the sovereign insurance there recording a huge gain there on Tuesday. Is reflecting there in the performance of this sector. So insurance sector is up there very strongly there, 3.19%. Quickly, we look at the markets in Africa and see how they are doing. Of course, we have the GSE in South Africa there closing on a flat there, 0.000%. So there's no much activities there. Though the trading, the previous trading session, there was no much change compared to what we had yesterday. The USE is in Uganda. Uganda is in the Eastern Africa country, down there 1.62%. And of course, the MSE in Malawi, Central Africa is down. It's also strong there, up 0.11%. Quickly, we go to the stock market to get an update from Vincent Oshoma. He's a stock market analyst and he joins me via phone from Lagos. Good morning, Mr. Vincent. So we hope to get Mr. Vincent quickly to give us update about how the market went on Tuesday, because if you recall the performance of the Nigerian market, we saw that on Tuesday the market again actually shows that about 80% decline in the volume of trade recording from what we saw on Monday, and of course 25% improvement in turnover, and of course 2% improvement in deals based on what we have on Tuesday. I understand that Vincent is back online. Good morning, Vincent. Good morning, Mr. Vincent. If you can hear me, what is your response to the performance of the market yesterday? We saw the market closing in green again yesterday. It has been like that for a couple of days. What do you think is responsible for this pattern of trade that we have been witnessing for a very long while?
Thank you very much for having me. If you look at the performance of the market recently, last week we saw a depreciation in the market, depreciation, and this week we are seeing people taking position in the market based on prices, and also there is some level of expectation for the incoming administration concerning what has happened in with this administration and what is currently happening there. People have the expectation that there'll be a turnaround, there'll be a change in direction when a new administration comes in. I think that's also driving some interest in the market. Also, you have to add the fact that based on the results released from Q1, it shows most of the companies, especially for the banking sector and some other companies, with positive performance. I think that can be attributed to what we are seeing right now, people taking position in expectation of a new administration coming in, and also based on performance of the companies recently.
Very impressive there. Despite the uncertainty in the economy, there is a whole lot of hope there, given what we are seeing in the market. Mr. Vincent, we understand that 12 days from now we'll have new administration, and like you rightly pointed out, investors are actually taking position to see where they can actually, put their money. And I have noticed that in the last 1 or 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of activities in the banking and the oil and gas sector. What makes this sector so attractive that investors are always interested in playing in that sector?
Yeah, the banking sector, when you look at the market, the banking sector is the Nigerian exchange market. When you look at performance weekly in terms of volume or value, they continue to dominate the market most weeks. So it's a leading sector in the market. And also looking at the Q1 performance of, we had this credit crunch issue, and also with respect to what happened in Ghana. So a lot of persons thought that the banks, especially the top banks, would be affected. But when you look at their performance, they were able to weather the storm, and also they also showed good performance. I think that's why you need to see them based on their dominance, and also based on their recent performance. So it's always a go-to for most investors. Also coupled with the fact that looking at the payment, their earnings and dividend payments, it's always a challenge for most investors. For the oil and gas sector, when you look at what has happened in some of the companies, I think a lot of persons are taking positions in because we are seeing some depreciation in prices of some companies. We know that it's a sector that we likely benefit from anything like a subsidy removal once that sector is sweet, and also what is happening in international markets. I think that's why you see people taking positions.
Mr. Vincent, before I let you go, the market has been on now for about an hour plus. We know it's still early in the day, it's mid-week trade, and of course the market is still early. What do you think will happen today? Are we going to see the same pattern of trade that we witnessed yesterday?
Yeah, I expect a similar performance, even though we don't see. I expect a positive performance. Position. Actually, when you look at our market, there are lots of opportunities. Most of the factors that affect the market when you see the market are factors outside the market. When you look at the macroeconomy, economic issues. Another one factor that has really affected the market is the foreign exchange challenges. So as people, there's this expectation that it is going to be resolved with the new administration. And I think that's the thing that is driving people into the market. I think they will continue to see interest in the market as the days go by until May 29th, and hope that we start seeing policy statement announcement for the administration as quickly as possible. So that will further support the market.
Mr. Vincent Oshoma, I must thank you very much for your time on Business Daily this morning. Do have a nice day on the trading floor.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, from there we switch gear now to talk about unemployment rate in Nigeria. Currently, the youth unemployment stands at over 50%. This is another tax that we think, the new administration will have to look at if it must succeed in tackling the issues in the economy. Well, let's take this report, get a reaction from it. This report was put together by Kabiru Lawal.
Unemployment figures in Nigeria are sounding a warning bell. Citizens are well within their rights to be concerned, especially as youths who are most hit by the negative parameters do not have a sense of inclusion. But it seems things will get worse going by the data from the National Bureau of Statistics, which recorded an increase in the national unemployment rate from 21.3% in the year 2018 to 33.3% in year 2020, and which is projected to go higher. In Abuja, youths are not ignorant of the worsening unemployment indices and want government to do the needful.
I've always said that it's not in the hands of only government to solve the issue of unemployment. And I'm happy that somebody like Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who understands how the private sector works, what the private sector needs to provide the job, is going to be the president of Nigeria. And I like what he says in his manifesto, that he's going to incentivize the private sector to create jobs. So what that means is that if you create a certain number of jobs, you get certain incentives like less taxes, maybe credits by the government.
If you look at the situation in Nigeria right now, the major problem is the youths are not being engaged properly. You understand? The government is trying, I know, and some companies are also trying, but we need more companies because of the number of youths that we have in the country.
Well-meaningful Nigerians are also calling on the government to engage youth, both male and female, in order to make them more productive.
Bring out the talent in our youths, especially the young women. You know, when I'm saying like youths, what I mean by youths is both the male and the female. But at some point, we are considering the female also, because they also have their own talents. But the psychological beliefs in Nigeria and other cultures banning the young ladies from contributing to the society.
You see, when it comes to unemployment, the government has its own blame, the youth also have their blame. In an environment where you find out that government cannot really give everyone a job, especially our young school leavers, they need to find out where they fit in best by way of talent.
So I don't think the government can control what is happening now, because the large numbers of students graduating from the higher institution into the labor market, they are more. They can't handle this situation. My advice to the government is for them to give out grants for young graduating students to go into various businesses.
Reports by experts have shown that in year 2024, the unemployment rate will grow to 43%, while inflation will accelerate to 20.3% in year 2023 and 20.0% in year 2024.
Worrisome trend there. You may say so much issues there around unemployment. This issue has been on the front burner for a very long time, and it seems that the end is not in sight. As we are seeing, the unemployment rate has also been projected to grow to 40.06%. That is according to KPMG, from the current 37.7% from what we had in 2022. I have in the studio a public affairs analyst, Dr. Larry Oluwani. He is so worried, and I'm sure you've listened to those young people there. I want to get your immediate reaction.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic that I was privileged to engage with one of our MDs about 2 days ago. So, and I let him realize something, that most what they said here, majority of them have a valid point. There is no any point anybody raised here now that is not important. Is he talking about the youth have their role to play, the government have their role to play, there is no enough investors, there is no enough of it. But my own angle to this is that we need to check where we get it wrong, which is the recruiting stage. Where is the recruiting stage? It's from the higher institution level. That's the truth. Because majority of the youth we are even talking about, they call them unemployable youth. There is unemployment all over the world. That's a fact. And be it in US, be it in UK, but you can't compare the rate with ours, and you cannot compare their development status.
If you look at the figures that we have on the screen here, you see that in 2015, in Q4 2015, it actually increased by 10%. It was at 10%. It increased to 14.2%. In 2017, 20.4%. In 2018, that is Q3 2018, it stands at 23.1%. And in 2022, is at way above 30%, and now is projected to hit 40% according to KPMG. So I'm even saying that these numbers are not even the real numbers, that if you want to apply the real numbers, probably maybe the demographic that was used here is not probably the right one, perhaps.
Whether you say it's not a real number or just say
that's according to some analysts.
Yeah, you may say it's not a real number, but all the reality on ground shows that we have each unemployment rate. We can see it for ourselves in your neighborhood, in your family. So you don't even need a forecaster to tell you that we have this issue at our hands.
Whose responsibility is this? You did say at the beginning of this discussion that the problem starts from the recruitment system at the university level.
Exactly.
That is what you say.
Yes.
Are you tying this to the fact that there are some insinuation that some Nigerian youth are unemployable?
Yes.
Some graduates.
Now, it is not really their fault, and at the same time, we can still apportion some blame to them. Now, what I normally tell people is that the curriculum we are using in our institution now, either at OND level, or at university level, or any open university you claim, whatever, or private university, they are outdated curriculum. I must be sincere to you. I keep saying this. This is a situation we find ourselves that someone that is a lecturer today in any of our university is repeating the same handout his lecturer gave to him in 1985. So how can you compare the knowledge of 1985 or 1995? The 85 is even far. The knowledge of 1995, 1997 to this dispensation, into this era of a huge IT technology generation. There is no changes in our curriculum. They do photocopy of handout. They don't bring new innovation. I'm privileged to engage some lecturers last year. What is coming out from their mouth, I cannot even take it.
I can imagine. I think it's obvious that, just like you said, the issue of curriculum has been there, and that is we hope that the Ministry of Education will deal with that precisely. Let's decisively. So now let's talk about the issue of skills acquisition. That is another avenue where young people can easily get themselves employed. You discovered that most people that are coming up from our high institutions, most of them are unskilled. They are unskilled. In a way, they are waiting for the white collar job, which in most cases are not available.
Okay, let me tell you this. I privileged to study international law, concentration on foreign policy, and in a foreign land. And along the course curriculum given to us, they say business studies. We're not asking ourselves, we that were students, what concerns business study? Because me, I'm not interested in any mathematics because that is why I came for this
program.
This program. They now let us know that it is very important, you must pass it. It's compulsory for everybody in that institution to do business study, business administration, business this. Why? They are shifting your orientation that is not, there is a business aspect of any course you are doing.
Absolutely.
If you like study journalism,
there's a business.
You must study business.
Yes.
Because there is a business aspect of journalism.
That's right. So,
if you like study linguistics, there is a business aspect of the linguistics. So, what we have here, they just claim, everybody just claim, I'm just a journalist, so let me just go there and do what they ask me to do. Let me write on mass communication, let me do this. No. So there is no orientation from the university base that, no, skill acquisition, that's where I'm going. Skill acquisition is part of what challenges we have now. It's part of what is trending now. So take yourself or find yourself a nice skills to learn right from on the level. If it's how to show a suit, if it's how to repair something, if it's how to make a hair, if it's how to set something online, if it's how to, you know.
Or in a way, do you think we are now actually taking science and technology seriously? Because if you look at our polytechnic and some other technical schools, there seems to be more of theory than practical, which
it's
in
part
the right
of what
sense,
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The recruitment stage is porous. We are not of practical. Most of what we do is acquiring of information, not transformative knowledge. What we need to focus on, if you want to change this thing, if you want to change this shift, we have to start looking for transformative knowledge. A lecturer that will come to a class and let you know, come on, at your 100 level, you can start making money. Genuinely, you can start doing this, you can start doing that. So before you graduate, you already know where you're going. You already have a clear picture of what you want to do.
You are talking about the remote course now. Let's look at the immediate cause of this problem now. There are a whole lot of issues in Nigeria. Some jobs are actually for sale these days. There is also a report last week by National Directorate of Employment that they've started collecting data of unemployed Nigerians. Do you think this is a task for government alone? Don't you think we need to industrialize in a way that, the quantum of people that we turn out every day from our institution can actually get access to employment?
Now, this is where the government issues comes in. As I say, both or all of them that speak on those on that video, they are very accurate. Government need to create a enabling environment. Government need to create infrastructure. Government need to woo foreign investors so that we can have enough industry instead of people are leaving our country to another country to go and invest. Are you getting it? People are leaving country. A lot of, I don't want to mention the name of the company that just left recently. The lady was telling me that she has been working there for the past 3-4 years. But they have left, they have returned back to South Africa. Now, this is part of the challenges we have. Security, our judicial system, political stability. So these are things any foreign investor will look at. Am I secure? If I have issue with anybody pertaining to business, am I going to get justice?
Do you believe that we need to go outside to go and seek for foreign investment, or we just need to make our environment conducive?
Why not? It's two ways. You go out there to go and woo investors, and you also make your country conducive for the investors, so that our TB youth can get employed.
Some say once a country or your country is conducive, investors will naturally come.
No, that is not the principle on investment. Yes, I have a friend that worked with UK Department of Trade and Investment for many years. He's one of my investors that I brought down to this country. His responsibility in that department, where he headed, in that ministry, is to go out outside the country, look for what, look for what they don't have in the country, and maybe they have it in India, they have it in Pakistan, and go and reach out to them, talk to them, and bring them in. That is how it goes. That is why we have consulate in all the countries of the world. The reason why you have a consulate, yes, the reason we have a consulate, not embassy now, because we have consulate, we have embassy. The reason we have consulate is to interact with other investors in that country, so that they can have a confidence that they are really dealing with the country representative in that place.
This is a very, very interesting topic, and I know we'll have a part 2 of this discussion because it's very, very important. And we also hope that the incoming government will take some of the things that you have said on this show very, very seriously in addressing this problem that has refused to go away from Nigeria. Thank you so much, Dr. Larry Oluwani, a public affairs analyst, for your time on Business Daily.
Thank you for having me.
So, and with that, it's a wrap on Business Daily today. Join us again tomorrow for more. I am Yusuf Akogu.